Hi, welcome to Checking In with Amy. My name is Amy Goldberg and I'm a registered nurse with Neighborhood PACE. PACE stands for Program of All-Inclusive Care for the Elderly. And the elderly are people that are 55 years of age and older who live in our catchment area of East Boston, Chelsea, Revere, Winthrop, and Everett, Malden, Medford, Melrose, Stoneham, and Boston's North End. The goal of Neighborhood PACE is to keep people living in their home safely in an active, independent manner. This is Caregiving Month in November, and our goal is to reach out to the caregivers today and to see what we can do to help them. So the title of our segment is Caring for the Caregivers and Caring for You. My guest today is Pamela Pattavina, who's our Director of Business Development. So welcome.
Thank you, Amy, for having me today.
This is going to be a really wonderful topic. So I want to start with first asking a little bit about the National PACE program by the numbers. I know that in caregiving, it's 1 in 3 people that are caring for someone, a loved one in their home or elsewhere. And so let's just talk a little bit first about National PACE by the numbers.
Sure, I'd be happy to do that. So National PACE covers the entire country, but not all states, not all cities, and not all towns. We have about 45,000 people that we care for across the country. And just to give you a little comparison, Blue Cross Blue Shield has about 106 million subscribers across the country.
Yeah.
So it is a big difference. But PACE is different. PACE really gets into taking care of people where they live and helping them live. But overall, what I can tell you, Amy, is PACE is growing every day.
Well, that's what I've heard. I know we're expanding. So the eligibility requirement, just to go over that one more time, is that someone has to be 55 years of age and older, live in our catchment area, which I mentioned, clinically eligible for enrollment, so they need some help with their activities of daily living and a skilled need. So it's kind of a nursing home level of care. The difference is that they are able to live at home safely with services, and that they're interested in making a change in joining PACE. So my next question would be, we just mentioned quickly that PACE is growing. So tell me about our newest addition.
Well, we do have a new addition to the family. It is called the Revere PACE Center, and it is located in Revere. It is a 16,000 square foot building, which is really one of the biggest ones that we've ever done. It's located with beautiful views of the marsh, and if you got up on the roof and sort of looked to the left, you could still see the ocean. We have an open day room, a beautiful library that opens onto a patio, a computer lounge. We also have, for our doctors, 6 exam rooms, pharmacy is there, laboratory is there, so you can go and have whatever you need done right in one location. A fully equipped gym. We have also social service there with 4 private suites for social service. So if people are coming in for counseling, it's a great place to just sit, meet with your counselor, and really not worry about anybody else being around. You can be in and out. And what I'd like to do today is really invite people for a visit.
So what we'll do is, at the end of this show, is give people a phone number and how to get in touch with us, so that we'd love to show them around, I know. Mm-hmm. And then we also have, and this is already 3 years old, a wellness center. So that's just a little bit of an adjunct. So it's called an alternative care setting. So instead of just the regular medical care, we can call on things like acupuncture. We have our own acupuncturist, massage. We have chiropractic. We have yoga, Zumba, meditation, all kinds of classes for wellness workshops. So all of this is offered along with our regular medical care. And I just want to mention throughout that there's no extra money for any of this. So I've done acupuncture in the past, and it's about $75 to $80 each time I went out of pocket. And this is just all part of the program. Once you enroll, it's all given to you with no co-payments, no cost.
Amy, could we talk a little bit about the fact that we take care of folks when they're 55 years of age?
I know.
And really, like, something could be going wrong, but they don't qualify for Medicare yet. So that bridge between 54 and 64, a lot of those folks go to the wellness center
Right.
to work on things in a different way, including reducing pain through all of the things you mentioned. I just think it's an excellent added
I
to our
know.
program.
I know. I agree. So we're going to get on to caregivers right now. So what exactly are caregivers stressed about? I'm sure there could be a whole program in itself just about their stress. But what are they stressed about?
It seems to be about everything, but first and foremost, the coordination of medical care. Really trying to go back and forth to the doctors, back and forth to a specialist, figuring out what the doctor said, what do you do when you get home, and who's going to do it. That's caregiver stress. They're also very stressed out about some of the everyday things like transportation, how we go to and from, home care services. Who's going to be there to help me and when? Can I still work? Can I help my family if I'm taking care of mom? Also, medications, huge. Medications at no cost are part of the PACE program. Also take care of dietary, eyes, ears, and dental care. 3 things that are not traditionally covered by standard Medicaid.
And I think it's important that we want very much to decrease someone's stress. So Neighborhood PACE has a different approach to that, and it's a team approach. So who exactly is on the team?
Well, it is a team approach, and we call it the interdisciplinary team. For shorts, the IDT.
DT, yeah.
Who's on that team? We have a primary care physician, a nurse practitioner, and a nurse who make up the main body of the clinic medical piece. Along with that, we have a home care coordinator. That would be the person that manages the nursing, homemaking, and certified nursing assistants in the home. We also have recreational therapy, occupational therapy, speech-language pathology, physical therapy, and one that I think people forget a lot, which is respiratory therapy.
Right.
Respiratory therapy, I know you're going to explain a little bit more, but that is something just to think about. We also have a pharmacist on board, a registered dietitian. Those 2 people work together and separately. The pharmacist makes sure that all of your medications are coordinated with all of your doctors. And the dietary person makes sure your meals meet your health needs, as well as they don't interfere with your medications. And we all know that being well-fed, well-nourished, should I stop?
Yeah,
So-
it's important. Of course it is.
We all know that a registered dietitian helps us eat right. And when you eat right, you feel better, your skin is better. It's really great for everyone. So all of these people work together, including social service, led by our center director, to take care of the individual's total need package and to coordinate it.
So actually for 5 years I was a center director, and it was a busy little job, but it was wonderful. So you got to see the whole team and exactly how they work together, which was really, really good. So let me tell you a little bit about the services available through PACE. So these services are for the caregivers. First of all, we have the medical care that Pamela mentioned, and that was we have doctors and nurse practitioners and nursing. Everybody specializes in geriatrics. So it's covered by PACE, and it's our responsibility to take care of it. And there's always a doctor to speak to 24/7, 365 days a year. We're always on. Home care is coordinated for the nursing, so someone could see their nurse in their home as well as at the PACE Center. Physical and occupational therapy is done by that team, and it's based on the needs of the participant. You don't need a referral so that you only get, say, 12 visits, and at the end of 12 visits, we're done with you. You can have physical therapy however long you need it. And then we have maintenance physical therapy. And especially at our wellness center, we now have all this a wonderful gym there with all state-of-the-art equipment. And even if you're in a wheelchair, you can still work out with the equipment. And equipment is durable medical equipment. We want to make sure that people have the correct equipment. And a funny story that we provide walkers and canes and tub seats and so forth. And my husband was in the hospital. He had broken his ankle, and he came home with a walker. His about 6 feet tall, and his walker was really set for me, I think. It was wasn't a good fit. So we make sure that all of this equipment is made to fit the person that's using it. Again, we have respiratory therapy, and that's right in the home, whatever people need. We have CPAP and BiPAP machines. Obviously, all the oxygen that you need is brought to your home, and they have classes to teach people how to use all this equipment properly. So I think that's very important. Sometimes you get equipment and you don't even know what you're doing with it. And then finally, we have recreation. So as part of the process of making someone happy in their home and at the day center, we want to make sure that they have a social program. So I know you have more services that you can add to mine.
Yes, Amy, I do. So let's talk a little bit more about home care. So in the home, we do have those certified home health aides and a homemaker. And the homemaker is the person that really is helping you support being independent. So he or she might help with your laundry, help with your cleaning, cooking, those types of things. Always wanting to encourage you to do it yourself, and most people want to, but a little help goes a long way.
Right.
The certified home health aides are the ones that really do the hands-on work. Help you get up, help you get dressed, help you have a shower in the morning, all of those types of things. And then the same thing at the end of the day. So your family can worry less that you're in the shower and you might fall.
Right.
Things like that that, you know, every daughter or son fears for their mom or dad. And the next part of it is that it's all run by registered nurses. So those folks that are in the home, a nurse may also be in the home doing medications, but the registered nurse oversees the care, so you know that it's good. And all of our folks are query checked. In today's world, I think that just puts a little bit of ease here. Right. Pharmacy, I already mentioned, no copays, and the registered pharmacist coordinates the care, the pharmacy medications with the care. Pharmacy is delivered from the PACE centers to the person when they're there or delivered to their home, all at no cost. Dietary, as we said, it's on-site. We have an on-site kitchen, so we can vary the meals greatly, and it is everything is overseen by a registered dietitian. Eye care, right at East Boston Neighborhood Health Center, an excellent eye care clinic. And sometimes I think people don't always realize how important PACE is when it comes to some of those other things. What if you break your glasses after a couple of months? Under traditional insurance, you don't get a new pair until it's time for it. Under our program, you can. We also have dental care, which covers preventative care, all of the care that you would need to fix your teeth so that you can eat properly, which again is about healthy living, and hearing aids. We want to make sure that you can hear well.
And all of these things are covered, and I know they are very expensive. So if subject to medical necessity, that we will pay for it and get you anything that you need.
Yes.
So the team meets with you and sees what your care needs are. So you mentioned a lot of things like the meals, the transportation, the home health aides that come in. Can you give me some statistics on that?
Absolutely. For nurses and home care people, we do 106,000 visits a year,
Wow.
which is really amazing. And we do that by coordinating visits in the home with other professionals too. So some people, we take care of all their needs at home, but 106,000 visits.
That's a lot of visits.
And we're always there at the end of a phone. So say it wasn't your day to get a visit at home, but something happened, you could call the center and request a home visit. So we're seeing you when you need us.
Right.
The next one is PACE meals. Almost 100,000 meals per year delivered to the community. Again, I mentioned before that we like to try to help people cook their own meals, but sometimes that's just not possible. So we do prepare meals and send it out to the home for people to just heat up. All meals are nutritionally balanced, and they are coordinated with a registered dietitian. And what we're doing there is we want to make sure that people have healthy meals and healthy food intake, because with those two things, people's skin stays better and people remain healthier longer. And the next thing I wanted to talk about is neighborhood PACE transportation. We have over 21 vans on the road today. In fact, I just heard yesterday it's 33 vans. And we provide over 6,000 transportation trips per month. By providing our transportation door to door, we assure that our patients are not only safe, but we also have some extra eyes on them. All of our transportation workers really know our participants. So when they go to the door and they look at you, and if something's just not right, they're going to report that. And they're almost the first person that would know something's a little off. So what they would do is they would call the center, let the center know what they're seeing, and then the center will advise them what to do. It really, really puts caregivers' stress lower when they know somebody's there checking all the time. And first thing in the morning, just kind of starting the day off right.
Right. And I think it's an important point, too, that we haven't touched on yet, that we have hospice, we have palliative care, and we have care for people with dementia and Alzheimer's. So all of those things are stressful for the families as well at
Yes.
End of life. So PACE does all of that, inclusive care. And if someone does need nursing home placement down the road, we have that as well.
Yes, we do in our network. And just to be really clear on the palliative care side, for folks that are in our program, palliative care is just end-of-life care. We do have some designated rooms where families can come and stay with the person, if that's what they choose, or they can stay at home. But some folks are very comforted by when end-of-life is happening to be someplace where there's somebody else to take the stress off the caregiver and just to be with the family member. It's very special.
Now, 100% of the people who join our program and that are participants, they're all nursing home level of care, which means that they could go into a nursing home tomorrow
Yes.
if they had to. But out of those, tell me how many in our program are actually in a nursing home.
So in our program, 97% of folks are living in the community, and the balance lives in a nursing home. And that fluctuates a little we average between 3 and 4%. The national average is about 5 to 6% in living in a nursing home. So we're doing slightly better than the national average, but I think we're doing something that's just so wonderful. As a nursing home administrator, I can tell you, folks didn't really race to the door and say, I want to come in, Amy.
Right, I know.
So
I know it.
we're doing a great
So
job with
it's
that.
because we keep an eye on them all the time.
Yep.
We kind of head it off before something really gets to be a problem. So now the next thing is we have to get measured in our quality of care. So we do have visits from the Center for Medicare Services that come out and check us all out very thoroughly, I might add. But there are other measurements for our quality of care. So tell me a little bit about that.
I'm going to talk about two measurements. The first is hospital readmissions. So that has to do with the number of days that you are out of the hospital before you're readmitted. In our case, overall statistics say that we readmit at a rate of about 19.1%, which still sounds high, but we are dealing with a frail population that would live in a nursing home.
Right.
Other statistics without the PACE program are as high as 24% readmission rate. So we are doing better once a person comes out of the hospital and moves to the home. And how do we do that? Because first of all, we already know them. We know what their care is.
Right.
We coordinate everything. We make sure everything is at the home before they get home. And then we follow them home and check in with them. They don't have to wait for someone else to come in days later. We're there when they get home. So that's the first statistic. The second one is emergency room visits. So emergency room visits, we only do one visit per year per member, which still sounds like a lot. But if you think of what people go to the emergency room for and
Right.
how they get there, something happens in the home. It's usually a fall or chest pain or somebody's just not feeling well. They go in an ambulance, often in the middle of the night. They go to an emergency department. Sometimes they don't even know who they are when they
Right.
get there. So they try to figure out who they are. They get admitted to the hospital. It's not coordinated care. It's a different group of people delivering that care. So on our end, if you do go to the emergency room, we know where you are, and we begin your treatment right then and there. So it's an important statistic to think about that. We don't want people bouncing back and forth from the home to the emergency room. And it's one way that, quite frankly, we get a lot of people, because sometimes going to the emergency room is the first time people realize they need that extra help.
That's right. So first of all, thank you for
welcome.
being here and giving us all these valuable statistics. And what I would like to do is to invite everyone that's viewing this to tell someone in your family, be it a caregiver, a friend of yours that you just know is struggling with their family, to please give us a call at 617-568-6377. If you would like a tour of our new Revere PACE Center, we would love to show you around. If you would like to see our Wellness Center, that's another place we would be glad to show you. So again, until we meet again, please be well. Thank you.